All right, so you're now live.
I am. Hooray.
Cool, and the stream should be starting any second. I'll be watching the chat room and
Cool.
keeping up with folks as things develop. Hmm. And just wait for this to get started. Alrighty, and here we are. Cool. So, oh yeah, one more post I got to do. We got to post it to our unofficial Discord chat. All right, and here we are. So I'm Brad Telton, the creator of Exceed and owner of Level 99 Games. And as my opponent today, I have Laura Levito, the graphic designer for the series.
Hello.
Hey, Laura.
I'm
And
terrified I'm going to get totally stomped during my first game, so
I'll go. I'll try and go easy on you. And
you can go
I'll
easy on
pick
me. Thank you.
a character for you that is a good starting character. That way you don't have to worry too much about handling a lot of different advanced stuff.
All right.
So let's see. So I'll grab, let's get Ulrich, our lightning bruiser here, and that'll load up. And then I'll go ahead and I'll play someone from season 2 because we want to show off to season 2. And I'll show off, hmm, 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 hmm. Do Galdred. All right, cool. And since we are on live stream, I'm gonna make the cards a little bit bigger so they're a little easier for players to see.
Go.
And so in an Exceed deck, you have one character card, which starts out here on the board. So go ahead and drag him over to this space here. Yep.
Got it.
And then flip over the rest of your deck and shake to shuffle.
Flip.
This is also
Shuffle.
Laura's first time using Tabletop Simulator, so I may have to we may have to answer some intermediate questions as we play. And all right, cool. So now on to the game. So we'll do a flip of the coin, but I will just declare that I'm going to go first so that I can show you how it works. All right.
That seems fair. Yeah.
So go ahead and first player draws 5 cards. Second player draws 6 cards.
Okay, so I can click and hit 6, right?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to just hover over it and push the number 6 on your keyboard.
Oh,
Yep. There you go.
cool.
All right. And then you can use the Option key to zoom up on your cards. Take a look at what you want.
Mhm.
You could do a mulligan at this point, and but since this is your first game, we'll just skip the mulligan step since you probably wouldn't know what to discard, and I don't want any kind of advantage.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. So now that we're there, if you look to your left here, you'll see a reference card, and this shows you what you can do on your turn. So each turn we go back and forth taking one action. So I can do any one of these 6 actions here, or I can use a strike. All right, and same for you. So on your turn, you'll pick and do one of those. So for example, and let's take a look at our characters real quick too, because your character has some kind of cool ability. So for Ulrich, you can step one space and then attack as part of the same action. So
Okay.
this gives you a lot of flexibility in your range. For Galdred, at the end of my turn, instead of drawing cards, I just draw or discard until I have 3 cards in hand. So a lot of these cards are about to go away. So for my first turn, I will do a move. So it says pay 1 force per space to move, and then pay 2 to switch sides. So if I want to move 1, 2, 3, let's say I get right up in your face, I need to pay 3 force.
Hmm.
You generate a force by discarding a card from your hand. So I could go
Okay.
1, 2, and 3. So I discarded the 3 cards, moved in. That's my
Okay.
action. Then at the end of the turn, I would draw a card. So I'll draw 1. And so that puts my hand back at 3 cards, which is what my character does. All right.
All
So
right.
now it's your turn. You can choose to move. You can choose to draw cards. You could choose to go ahead and attack me if you want. And let me take a second to show you what a card looks like now that I've got one on the table. Wait, I wanted that focus back. I'll get it eventually. Okay, this is not working for me. There we go. Okay, so take a look at this card. Top line is your range. So for example, range 1 to 2 would be, from you, it'd be this space and this space. Or from me, it'd be these 2 spaces.
Okay.
All right, so we're currently at range 1 to each other. Power 4, that's the amount of damage you do if your opponent's in range. Speed is how fast you'll go. So one of us, when you attack, you're going to take a card from your hand, flip it over, and play it down like this. And then you're going to do the same with a card from your hand. And then we'll flip those over. And the player who plays the card with the highest speed will get to go first, right? So this card attack is pretty slow. The highest speed is 7. And the closer you are, typically the higher speed you need to get away with your attack. Lower speeds typically have defenses, and that's what these bottom 2 boxes are. The purple box is armor, and armor is just flat damage reduction. So if I hit you for 4 and you had 2 armor, you'd only take 2 damage. Guard is a little more complex. So with guard, if I hit you and you take damage equal to or less than your guard, then you still get to counterattack. So let me give you a second example. These aren't really great examples, but I'll pull one out from my hand here. So let's say that I play this cross and you play this focus. So I would hit you for 3 damage because I'm faster. You would prevent 2 of that, taking 1. You would have 5 points of guard, which is higher than the 1 damage you took, so you'd retaliate. Pretty simple, right?
Okay.
It'll make sense when you see it in action.
Yeah.
But let's take another example. Say that you play this assault instead. So in this case, I'd attack with the cross, hit you for 3, and you take 3 damage. Since this card doesn't have any guard on it, any damage you take just causes your attack to go away. And so you wouldn't get to counterattack. All right? So you either need to be fast enough to go first, or you want to be defensive enough to land a counter.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, cool. And it'll make more sense as we go. It'll come together pretty rapidly once you see it in action. Okay, good. All that went back into there. All right, so it's your move. Why don't you go for an attack?
Yeah, I like hitting things, so we're gonna do that. So I just put one out here, right?
Yep. You just flip it over, drop it down, and then once we're both ready, we flip our attacks over and reveal. All right, cool. So first thing we'll do is we'll compare our speed. I have a 3, you have a 2, and in the case of a tie, the player who initiated the attack goes first.
Okay.
So in this case, and actually, since this is your first game, I'm gonna just do one of these to give you an easier interaction to show off.
Thank you.
Well, I just realized I played a card that ignored guard, so everything I told you was not important for that attack.
Oh, perft.
So I'm violating my own. Violating my own tutorial. So let's start with this one. So
just get it over really quick. Just kill me on the first turn. It's perfect.
No. Nobody's that good. So anyway, so speed 5. So I go first. I'd hit you for 2 points of damage. So I take 2.
Okay.
And then this has a trigger. So it says hit. I can put a transformation from my hand into play. So this card has a transformation. I put it into play. And then when you hit with a card with a transformation, which is the black box at the bottom here, then that also goes into play. So these 2 come down here.
Okay.
And I'll explain those in a minute. But just know that why did I take 2 damage? You take 2 damage.
Yeah, I'd do 2.
Yeah. What did you?
There.
I can't believe you let me do that.
I mean, I was going to let you do it.
What's that?
Okay. I need a handicap here, so I'll take advantage of everything.
Oh, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Don't worry. So now you took 2 damage. You have 6 points of guard, so you still get to counterattack. Okay. So your range is 1 to 3. So you hit all this. You hit me for 6 points of damage. So I'm going to drop down to 24.
Yeah.
And when you hit, I lose a card at random. I only have 1 card left, so this goes away. And now my hand's empty.
Cool.
All right. When you hit the opponent, your card goes to your gauge. So this over here is called gauge, and it's used to use your cool special attacks, as well as to transform your character. So if you see your character has another side here, if you flip them over, then they get more powerful. So if you can pay 3 points a gauge, which is what that little number in the bottom right is, that's how you can change your character. All right.
Okay.
Cool. And the last thing, the cool mechanic for the second season characters like Galdred here is transformation. So when you hit with one of these cards that has a black box at the bottom instead of the ordinary white box, they come down into play as a transformation, and you have that ability for the rest of the game. So, for example, the first one says, as an action, I can name a card. Attacks with that name are invalid. So if I attacked you and said sweep, you can't play sweeps against me. Yeah, it gives me a little bit of prevention. The second one is I can play boost from my gauge as though they were in my hand. So, for example, if this was in my gauge, I could play the bottom part of the card, the boost area, from my gauge rather than playing it from my hand.
Oh, cool.
I haven't explained boost yet, but I'll get to those in a moment.
Sure.
So you attacked me, so the priority is now passes to me, and it's my turn. I am kind of low on cards, so I'm going to use the generic prepare action, which is just draw a card.
Oh, wait. Question.
Yeah.
Do I draw a card when my turn is over?
Not if you strike.
Or anything?
Not if you strike. So if you strike, any other action, you get to draw cards. But if your turn ends in a strike, then you don't get to draw any cards. So your hand will gradually get worse and worse if you keep attacking. So you're going to have to stop and recharge.
But if I just chose to just like move away from you, then I would get to draw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So I draw one for the prepare action, and then I would draw one for the end of the turn, but because of my character ability, I just go straight back to 3. And now it's your turn. So with Ulrich, you can move and attack as well. So you could like step back and hit me if you want.
Yeah. Let me look at. Yeah, let's do that. Can I move to the other side of you?
So not with this ability. So it says close or retreat. Retreat is move back. Close is move closer without passing. If it said advance, you can pass, but if it says close, then you can't pass the opponent with it.
Okay. Well, we'll do that. I'll move one away from you.
All right.
Yeah. And then use this guy. I'll attack.
All righty. Cool. So I'll go for this. All right. So I flip. Haha.
Oh wait, I pulled the wrong one out there. Wait.
Oh, okay. Put it back. It's okay.
I grabbed the wrong one.
I'll pretend. I'll assume you haven't had time to read my card yet.
It was this one.
All right.
I actually didn't. I didn't even look at your card. Ready?
All
go.
Right, cool. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better.
That one says 2.
Yeah, this one has a range 2. All right, cool. So you're at speed 4. You're at speed 4, so you're faster. You hit at range 2 to 4, which is all these spaces, and you do 5 points of damage. I have 2 armor, so I'm going to take 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. And then on hit, you retreat as far as possible. So you get to back up as far as you can on this board, which is just 1 space.
Yep.
All right. Now for me, I have 4 points of guard. I took 3 damage, so I'm still able to attack. So I will attack, but I now hit this area and I miss. So even though you didn't break my guard, you managed to dodge out of the way and avoid retaliation. So since you hit me, your card will go over to your gauge. Since I missed, my card will just go to the discard.
Cool.
All right. And that's your move. So I will show you how a boost works. So if you look at the cards in your hand, they have a little box at the bottom, and that's called a boost box. Some of them have a plus, which means it's a continuous boost. It keeps working over time until the next attack. Others don't have that mark, and those are called immediate boosts, and they just do their one effect right now. So, for example, instead of paying force to move, instead of paying 4 force to back up 4 spaces, I could play this one backstep card and back up 4 spaces.
Okay.
So a lot of cards are useful to keep just for their utility and not necessarily for their attacks. So, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play this card, which is so this one says light attack, and I have +2 speed. So my next attack will have +2 to my speed number, whatever that is. And then I'll draw back up. So your move.
Okay. I can choose to just draw, right?
Yeah, so you take the prepare action there. So you draw 1 card with the prepare action, and then you draw 1 to end your turn, and then you'd pass priority back to me.
And go ahead.
Alrighty. Well, let's see. Well, since I've got speed, I'm in a good place to press the attack. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with my attack. Go ahead.
Hmm. Man, I don't have anything good. Um, well, so when you're in a situation like this, because you're teaching me, and I have like nothing good to do, do you
Okay.
just do like a throwaway thing,
Well,
basically?
if you don't have any good cards in your hand, which I think is kind of doubtful with 6 cards, but
Well, no, I don't
there.
have any good ranges.
Okay.
Though I guess you may
So
close a gap.
so Ulrich can always step in and
Okay.
then attack if you want. The other thing you could do is you
Oh,
could
that
look.
counts like even when you're attacking me?
No, it's when I'm attacking. You're right. You're right. My fault.
Okay.
So I forgot where we were because I was watching the chat. So I attacked you. If you don't have anything in your hand that will work,
Yeah.
and keep in mind some attacks like assault or your
Yeah.
lightning javelin will move you around. But if you don't have
Okay.
anything you want to do, you can take the top card of your deck and just play it blind, and that's called a wild swing. And
Oh.
this is like just button mashing. Like I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna just gonna hit whatever
That's
and
how I
see what
play fighting
happens.
games anyway.
Yeah. So do you want to do it that way then?
No, wait. Now that you point out I have a card I can play. Okay.
All right. Cool. Well, let me
All
put
right.
this back on your deck then.
Messing with my deck. Okay. I'm good now.
Alrighty. Let's go. Haha. Haha. All right. Cool. So
You only called it out exactly, so
well, yeah, the knowing the normals is kind of the big foundation of this game. Once you know what all, because I have assaults too, right? Like we both have this
Yeah,
exact
yeah.
same card, and so once you know what these baseline cards are that everyone shares, you kind of can understand the speed meta and range meta of the game,
Yeah.
and then you know like what's good and what's bad in different situations and ranges. Like when you have 6 cards
Right.
in play, throwing a 5 at this range is still okay, but throwing a 3 speed or 2 speed at this range would not be okay.
Okay.
But that's all advanced play stuff. Let's
Yeah.
get on with the actual game.
We'll reel it in.
Yeah, reel it in a bit. So all right, so I have speed 7 because I have this boost here. So this speed plus 2
Mhm.
combines with my attack and gives me speed 7. So I'll attack first. I hit at range 2 to 3, which is where you are, and I deal 4 points of damage. All right. And then my extra boost goes away, and I gain advantage if I have no cards in hand. Advantage would mean it's my turn again, even though I pressed the attack. So if you have advantage on several cards, you can combo together. Unfortunately, I still have cards in my hand, so I don't gain the advantage. So this just goes off to the side.
Okay.
All right. And then it comes with its own transform. When I place my attack, I can pay 1 force to gain +1 speed. That's a super good one. So watch out for that.
Awesome.
All right.
Really excited for that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. So your card just goes to the discard pile since this is the first time you failed to hit me.
Okay.
But because you took damage, you don't get a counter attack because you don't have any guard on this
Okay.
card, right? Cool. So that's that. And now it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. Let's do this guy. Oh wait. I can move first, right? I gotta keep reminding myself of that. Let's do. Okay, so I can. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens if I do this. Okay. If I'm
Alrighty.
understanding
So
this
you're
properly.
attacking with that.
Yes.
All right, and do you want to step in first, or you just want to attack with that?
I think I want to just attack with that.
Okay.
If I'm understanding this properly.
Okay. Cool. So then, so I will throw this, and let's see what happens. All right.
Okay.
Ha. All right. So dive versus my spike. You have the speed advantage, so you go first.
Okay, so this means before I do anything, I move the 3 spaces, right?
Yeah. So you'll advance 3,
Okay.
and advance means that if you would move into my space, you just move past me instead. So this
Cool.
goes 1, 2,
Sorry.
3. You can never be on the same space as your opponent.
Right.
Okay.
So I switch sides, which means now I can't be hit. And then
yeah. So now because of this dive, you can't be hit. That's specifically an effective dive. If you move past me with other things, I'm still going to hit you back. But with this one, you get that
Right.
dodge.
Okay.
All right, and then you hit me
Cool.
for
So
5
then
points of damage.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I only have 4 points of guard, so I am stunned, and this goes away. And this now goes to your
Ooh.
gauge. Cool. So now that you have 3 points of gauge, you could choose to transform Ulrich if you want on your turn. Your transform just doubles your movement ability, which lets you land some of those ranged attacks a little easier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my transform actually completely changes my character, and that's kind of the other gimmick of season 2 is that using Exceed mode actually changes your character entirely, as opposed to just giving you a slightly better ability.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do a quick deck search real quick. The other thing you can do with your gauge over here is you can pay these costs to use supers, and that cost of this one is up there in the top left. Do you see it there, the 3?
Yeah.
So if you get any of these in your hand, you can play those by paying the 3 gauge over here. And you just pay that
alright.
when you flip it over, not when you set it from your hand. Otherwise, I'd know what you were doing, and that wouldn't be good for anybody.
Sure.
Okay, the last.
Well, I mean, it might be good.
Well, it'd be good for me, I suppose. But the last thing you can do with this is you can spend it as force. So if you want to use it to move, to do a quick move without ruining your hand, or if you want to use it to
right.
draw cards with the change cards action, you can
Okay.
you can use your gauge to refill your hand to move around the board quickly. So keep those in mind. All right, that goes there. Anyway, but you attack, so now it's my turn. So I think I am actually going to go ahead and use my Exceed ability. So it cost me 6 gauge to flip over, but each transform that I have, and that's what the little Ouroboros in the bottom there is, each transform makes that cost go -2. Since I have 3 transforms, I can exceed for free. So I will do that.
Oh.
So now I turn into Hide, and let's see. When striking, I can attack with the attack printed on this card instead of using a card from my hand. Also, when I exceed, I get to strike immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and declare an attack with this attack. It's a 1/2 5/5 because it has -1 for each card left in my hand, which is just 1. So you know what my attack is, and you can play around it, but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good attack. So I'll leave it to you how you want to deal with that.
All right. This I think is relevant, maybe.
Alrighty, go ahead.
Yeah.
Cool. So the focus. All right. So I attack, and I have speed 5. I hit you for 5 points of damage. You armor 2, so you're going to take 3 of that. And then with a hit, I add the top card of my discard to my gauge. So get some gauge. And then you have 5 guard. I hit you for 3, so you can retaliate back. And you'll hit me for 4 points of damage. So I'm going to drop down to 12 life. And after, you can draw a card.
Cool.
Oops.
Oh,
not quite.
Wrong button.
Just push the 1 on your keyboard, and you get 1. Yeah.
Okay, so now this goes over to the left here, right?
Yep, that's it.
All right.
And then it's your turn since I did the attack.
Okay. That. Mhm.
All right, so you're attacking me?
Yes.
Just like that.
Just doing it.
Well,
Just
since you're
going with it.
attacking me, I can only assume that you know that you've calculated that my printed attack will not beat you. So I will.
Have I? Let's not give me too much credit.
Oh, I'll just wild swing on this one.
Oh,
Yeah. Spike. Nope.
okay.
No help. All right, atomic bolt. Cool. So you take
So
three of
I use
these
3 of these.
and they go away.
Do they just go to the discard thing over here?
And yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then you hit. So before, advance until you move past the opponent. So you'll jump over me to the other side, and then slam down for 8 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I simply lose. So that's that. And then the attack you hit with still goes to your gauge.
Okay. So that doesn't matter if it's like one of the super ones or if it's a regular one. It just all goes to gauge.
Yep. Anytime you hit the opponent,
Okay.
you get a point of gauge, unless you get a transform.
Cool.
But you always get something.
Okay.
So let's see. What can I do? Here's what I'll do. I'm going to attack with my printed power, or with my printed attack. I'm going to discard a card from my hand to get +1 speed with this effect. And then I will name sweep, so you cannot play a sweep against me.
All right. I'm going to do the wild swing thing. Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead. So you just take the
Yeah.
top card of
I
your
could
deck
do
and
wild
you.
swing here, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh,
So it just comes
shoot.
straight down there.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. Excellent. So your
What is
speed, this is a very cool move. Your speed is 1, but you have stun immunity, so I can't ever break through. I can't stop you from doing this attack, even if I hit you for any amount. So,
Oh, okay.
so now I hit you for 6 damage.
Okay.
All right, and then you're stun immune, so you can't get stunned. So you then activate your attack. You close in 8 spaces, but you're already at range 1, so you can't move past me.
Sure.
And then you hit me for 3 points of damage. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm now at 1 life with no cards in hand, and it's your turn.
This goes over here. Yes.
Yep.
Does it hit? All right. I can do this. Right? Yeah, I think. Okay. Can I flip?
So you're attacking?
Yeah.
Let me think about this. Don't flip yet, because I got to think about how I want to retaliate
Okay.
to this. If I want to wild swing or use my printed attack. Because again, I assume if you're attacking me that you've already beaten this attack, but maybe not. Maybe it's a bluff. I'll go ahead and play my printed attack with Galdred, and I'll just do my
You're giving me so much credit.
1 to 2,
Love
6,
it.
6. What you got? 1,000,000 volts. All right. So you're speed 6. I'm speed 6. When there's a tie, the player who initiated the attack goes first. So you go first, and you hit me. You can spend up to 5 force, which you can use your gauge or your hand to do up to 5 bonus damage. But you're already going to do 1 damage. So
Yeah.
you hit me for
Which
1.
should be all I need, right?
Yeah, you hit me for 1 with a jab, and now I'm like, "Roar." All right. So, victory. So, see, you won your first game. Look at that.
Yes. Hooray! I
Yeah.
feel like you took it pretty easy on me, though. Not
Oh,
gonna
I
lie.
was teaching you the ropes. I want you to I want you to get hooked so we can play again sometime.
there, there
Would you
you
like a
go.
rematch?
Probably don't have time for a rematch today, but
Oh, okay.
next time.
Yeah, you said you had some
Next time,
errand to go out and handle after
I
this.
I
So.
do.
All
But
right.
no, this what I really like is that so as being a magic, I've played Magic the Gathering for like forever, right? And you have what was that one card that you had that was like you name a card
Oh,
and
so
then you get to do something?
yeah, so that is the is it this one here. So my boost lets me name cards. And I did that to you
Yeah,
once to block your sweep. There's
sure.
another notable card that does that, which is the boost on focus called reading. And once you know all the
Mhm.
normals, you can force your opponent to play a certain normal against your attack if they have it. So you
Oh,
can use
cool.
this to bait an attack. If the opponent's building up a lot of cards, you can make them play something suboptimal. So it punishes you for
Sure.
overbuilding your hand.
That's cool. See, I love stuff like that because it's like it's still approachable as someone who's new because you could just like look at the cards you have in your hand and name one of those. But for somebody who like really knows the game, that's how you can be like way more advanced with this.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I like
and
when there's that flexibility in learning a game because sometimes it's really intimidating. Like there are a ton of different cards in this game. How am I going to learn them all type thing? But I like it.
yeah, yeah, and with the
I
normals,
approve.
you get a nice baseline because I know they can focus and that's speed one. I know they can sweep and that's speed two. I know they can spike
Sure.
and ignore my armor. So everybody's kind of got a nice toolkit, and once you learn that
Yeah.
foundation, you can evaluate your cards. Say, oh, well, this is going to beat those three kinds of cards and lose to those three kinds of cards. Um,
Right.
but the other cool thing about it is that you can just play the cards in your hand that you have. Like most of the attacks are just good viable attacks. And so the difference between advanced players and new players is that you start looking at these technical boosts. Like for example, with this charging power, you can get +1 power for each card in your gauge. So you could play that first and then follow up with something like this, and you get a huge bonus of damage that your opponent can't prevent you from hitting with because of the stun
Oh, and
immunity.
that's one of the ones that just stays out there too.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and Ulrich's got a lot of stuff like
Okay.
that. He can so like for example, a typical Ulrich combo would be like you play this and you back up all the way across the board. Then you play this and you charge up a bunch of power, and then you play this and you go whoosh across the board and you
All the
slam
way
your opponent
across.
for like 8 or 9 damage. And so
That's fun.
once you start chaining your boost together, you can do all these cool maneuvers.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's cool. Very,
yeah,
very like easy to learn right off the bat. Though I mean, obviously, I'm being taught by the pro here, right?
I've taught a couple
But
games in my time.
maybe a few. But no, it definitely gives you room to like get crazy with your combos, which I like.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to develop and a lot of fun to teach. And thank you for taking
Yeah.
the time to play with me. Um,
Thank you so much for having me.
yeah, to extend the introduction a little bit, Laura is the graphic designer, and we'll be working on some art and graphic design live during the project period. So when that
Right.
happens, let me know, and I'll let everybody else know, and they can jump in and watch you.
Yeah, I'm total havoc on Twitch, so I'll be there doodling things and talking about whatever you guys want to talk about.
As that's spelled the same way as your username here, right?
Yep. Yeah. We'll move these. HAVOK.
Yep. So I'll just post that in the chat for everybody who wants to follow along.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well,
Okay,
thank you so
cool.
much, and have a good rest of the day. Thanks for the game.
Thanks a lot. See you later.
Bye bye. Cool. So that's my first game today. I still have a bit of time before our live play testers get here. Every Thursday we do live play testing. So I am going to go into our unofficial Discord chat over here, which I'll actually link to you guys here in the chat. Let me see. Invite people. I was told that this was okay. This is absolutely unofficial. So um, so jump in and join, and then oh wait, maybe it's this one. There we go. Okay. Anyway, and yeah. Anyone want to join for a game? And then in the meantime, I'm sure that'll get old eventually, but it hasn't happened yet. Oh, I guess Laura is still here. I should probably, oh, she left. Okay, cool. So my server is up, and cool. You should check the other stream. The first coin flip landed on its side. I haven't seen that happen yet. Hey guys, you could come in and say hello. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, cool. Well, our live playtesters just showed up, but they don't want to appear on camera. Okay, here they are, actually. Cool. So let me let's see here. So yeah, behind me here, you can meet Ty and Kier. Yeah, Kier, Ty, and Josh is back there somewhere too. I guess he. Oh yeah, and Josh, and we have a few other folks that show up, day to day to do playtesting with us. But this is our in-house playtesting crew for the moment today. So anyway, if okay, so it looks like the other scheduled opponents will be still at work for a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here and go play some live games in the other room on our real table. So thank you guys for joining me, and hope you have a good time. Thank you for supporting the project, and as always, happy gaming. If you want to play a few hands with the playtest module, join that Discord chat. Let us know, and we'll get you onto the game. All right, have a good one.